What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today we are on the test server here, and we will be playtesting one of the brand new mythical champions just released into the game from the Barbarian faction, ARNE the White, or AKA Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones. But yeah, look at that! Look at that mug! Look at that mug! Tell me that's not Jason Momoa's face. Anyways, ARNE the White, super cool looking champion here, and yeah, he is very powerful. He's got magic affinity, attack based damage dealer, 1700 base attack, guys, 115 base speed, absolutely insane base stats. Even has the sickle like Khal Drogo from Game of Thrones. Let's check out this kit here real quick. He's got an A1, a Song of Steel, attacks one enemy, places an extra hit if they're under Death Brand. So if you guys don't know what Death Brand is, if they have the debuff on and they die, it's like a block revive. Decreases the target's HP and defense by 10%, stacks up to 30%. This effect does not work against bosses. Based on attack, and then he's got an A2 here. White Hot Rage, 4-turn cooldown, books down to 3 turns. Attacks one enemy before attacking, places block passive skills. This is really good because it does shut down some really strong champions with really strong passive skills. Just an example, Marichka will ignore 50% of the target's defense as well as block damage and unkillable. Super nice. If the initial target is killed, we'll repeat the attack against all enemies and ignore 25% of each target's defense, so then it turns into an AoE. We'll also decrease the cooldown of Arctic Howl by 2 turns if the initial target is killed while under Deathbrand. Now that's a little bit conditional, and then 2-turn reduction on his A3. Let's check out his A3 here real quick. His A3, Arctic Howl, 4-turn cooldown when fully booked, places increased attack, increased accuracy, and Deathbrand on all enemies. It's a touchless ability, so affinities do not matter, and it grants an extra turn, so effectively a 3-turn cooldown. 3-turn buff duration is very important for mythicals because it allows them to buff, and then this one has an extra turn, and then so that means you can metamorph into your alternate form if needed. His passive here, he has 2 effects, passive and active effect. Passive effect, enemies under Deathbrand receive 20% more damage and inflict 20% less damage. If there are multiple, okay, so it's, and this champion is immune to freeze, stun, and provoke. Active effect on a 5-turn cooldown. Whenever this champion is killed, revive them with half HP and 100% turn meter and places block damage on them for 1 turn. It's amazing. It's a really good passive. It just gives him a chance to survive. He's immune to a lot of the stronger crowd controls, and he has abilities to boost up his own attack. So he has increased attack, he has Death Brand bonuses here, and the Death Brand is just a really threatening debuff overall. Check out his alternate form here. He transforms from an attack-based damage dealer into an HP-based damage dealer. Crazy base stats here. 25k base HP, 115 base speed. Still keeping the crit damage here. So he's a damage dealer in both forms. Let's see what he can do. Is A1, attacks enemies twice. Places a stun. Straight place, no chance. If this champion's max HP is higher or equal to or higher, this debuff cannot be resisted. So if you build him with high HP, then he's just going to land a stun. That's just wild. Also, dual scaling off of HP and attack, which is really good because you can build him with attack for his base form to work, and then he can still use that attack for his secondary form as well, or have a mix of both stats. His A2, Goading Roar, 3-turn cooldown, places a provoke for 1 turn. If it's a boss, plays 2 turns. And then he has the HP condition as well to make it irresistible. So it doesn't require accuracy if he has higher HP. Places strengthen on all allies and counterattack on this champion. Again, pretty busted. So you're going to provoke stuff into you, and then you're just going to counterattack into them. Now, it would be nice if you had unkillable instead of strengthen, but you can't have everything, I guess. Let's check out his A3 Glacial Rupture here on a 3-turn cooldown when fully booked. AoE attack before attacking, places decrease defense. Has the HP condition. If he has a higher HP, it becomes irresistible, no accuracy needed. This attack deals a single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE. Will ignore 30% of the target's defense, so that's just unconditional. Places an extra hit on bosses and enemies under stun and provoke. If the target is a boss or is under stun or provoke, will ignore 50% of the target's defense instead. So if it's a boss, stunned or provoke, he gets a double hit and 50% ignore defense. It's a massive ability if you actually get those conditions to go off. But yeah, we'll test it out, and especially this decreased defense too. Just totally crippling stuff. Yeah, let's check out his passive here. He has two effects. Passive effect: every time a champion is killed, increase this champion's HP and defense by 20% up to 100%. That's wild. He can literally double his HP. Immune to freeze, stun, and provoke. That's great. That's just passively happens. Active effect on a 2-turn cooldown. Whenever an enemy, attempts to place freeze, stun, or provoke on this champion, instantly activates Glacial Rupture. So instantly activates his A3. So he will instantly activate an AoE attack that decreases defense and potentially could be a double attack with big ignore defense. So yeah, he can be a counter to anything. He can be a counter to like Armans, I guess, perhaps, or even like Hilvi Torment type of combos. Provoke, he's a pretty big counter to like somebody like Nice. He does have Provoke as well in his alternate form. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but maybe he doesn't even counter Nice because Nice is just so crazy like that. He does have ignore block damage here, which is kind of nice. So he could deal with that Nice champion. But anyways, let's check out some damage testing and some content for this champion and see how well he performs. All right, guys. So we got him geared out in some attack-based gear. I want to see if his attack, which build would be the best for him, whether it's going to be attack or an HP build. We know that his base form is going to scale off of attack only. So if you're going to go with an HP only build, you're going to lose out on the damage from his A1 or his form 1. So we want to determine whether his form 1 can actually dish out a decent amount of damage. Let's check out what he can do on his A1 attack. So that's no boosted anything. It's about 29k. So we can write that down, 29k. And now we can check out what he can do on his A2. Now, obviously, you can go increase attack, and then you can go into his A1, right? So we're just going to do the baseline stuff first before we do into the buffing stuff. And also, if you land the Death Brand on everybody, his passive is going to give you 20% more damage from the Death Brand. So here, we got no buffs, no nothing. Let's check out what his single target can do against Venus here. 123k. I mean, that seems pretty strong. 123k there. That seems pretty strong. He does have built-in ignore defense here as well. But yeah, let's come back out and test him with some of the buffs to get a better sense of what he can do. All right, so we're coming back in. Let's start with the buffs here. So we go increase attack, increase accuracy with a Death Brand. All right, Death Brand is landed. And let's check out the A1 here. So we're going to get the 20% damage boost from the Death Brand passive. And yeah, there's no Helm Smasher or any kind of RNG like that. Wow, 60 and 53. So he does place the extra hit, right? So that's huge, actually. That's actually huge. That's like 120 with the Death Brand. So 120 with attack up plus DB. So that's quite a big hit. And let's check out his A2 with increased attack and Death Brand. 192. Oh my lord. I mean, he's getting some big buffs, right? He's getting some big buffs here. These are some big damage multipliers. All right, so let's test out the same attack-based damage gear in the secondary form. So the secondary form does scale off of HP and attack. Yeah, so let's test out the A1 here without any kind of bonuses or anything like that. On the Venus, A1, not significant, about 24k, there, so not very crazy. And then the A2 is not going to be an attack. We don't want to buff up. We just want to use the baseline stuff. So we got the decreased defense that's going to happen. And then he's going to be doing the AoE attack. And he will only be, he will only be doing the double hit against Venus here. Actually, let's come back out here. We don't want to have the stun variable there. So let's transform. All right, so no stun variable. Let's go decrease defense and then attack, ignore 30% defense. And 1 time speed, boom. It seems kind of weakish. I don't know, 354 on that AoE. Let's see here. All right, this time we're gonna juice him up as many buffs as we can to get the maximum damage. Okay, guys. So let's go with the increased attack. Increased attack. We're still in the attack-based damage here. We actually got 4 buffs here from, 4 turns from the mastery. We're going to transform, and then we're going to go right into his AoE smash here. So his AoE smash, he will be getting the decreased defense, and then there's no double hit, and there's no 50% ignore, but there's going to be 30% ignore on a single hit. All right, let's see what happens here on 1 time speed. 1 resisted, that feels pretty bad. We're going to try this again. All right, we're back to trying it again. Decreased defense. There you go. Big smash. Come out, check the damage. So with increased attack, we're going up to a 415. So 415 with increased attack, and then with defense down. Deck defense. Okay, so we got a little bit of clarity there. I mean, it just kind of shows you, obviously he's not going to benefit as much, it seems like, from increased attack in his secondary form. Let's test out his A1, just for completeness sake. So we're going to be increasing attack here. And then we're going to go transform, and let's test out his A1 on Venus. 15 and 14. So 29. So 29k with plus attack. All right, so very small, minimal boost there. Let's see what he can do in an HP-based gear set and see what we're giving up. Basically, we will be giving up some damage from his first form, but let's see if we can make it up on his second form. All right, so we're in here with his A1 with an HP burn build. Gonna do the Venus hit, 16k, so significant drop off. That is, not not uncommon. Let's go with the A1 again, this time with increased attack and death brand. Hit again. This time it's going to be 25 and then 27. So it's going to be 52,000. And we're going to come back out. You guys can see here this very significant drop off, right? From the HP build versus the attack build, obviously. Let's check out the A2 here. Single target hit with no buffs or anything like that. Let's see what the damage would be. 60k. 60k on the A2. So A2, 60k. No death brand bonus, no increased attack or anything like that. So it's literally doing like half the damage, which is pretty insane. I'm going to come back out and test it this time with the increased attack. So increased attack and death brand, and then A2 into the Venus. This time we're doing 112k. All right, so 112k with the fully buff. Come out of this. All right, sticking with the HP based set here, we are jumping into the alternate form. We're going to test out the A1 here with no bonus or anything like that. So 1 attack, going to be about 38k. 38k, and then we can check out, we're going to come back out, and then we're going to do the A3 with no stun multiplier there. We're just going to transform. This time we're going to get the decreased defense off. Ooh, the hit is significantly stronger this time, especially in the, very significant. So 748k with the deck defense. I mean, the damage literally doubled on the second form when you switch over to the HP set, obviously. So let's try with basically full buffs. So this is increased attack as well. So we're going to go increase attack here. Did I mess that up? Did. Doesn't matter. Increased attack. Actually, it does matter because we're going to get the damage totals. So that messed it up. Increase attack. Transform. I test the A1 here. About 41. About 41. So not too much benefit from the increased attack. With increased attack. And then we will test out the A3 here. So test out the A3. So we're going to increase attack again, transform, and then we're going to go into the A3, decrease defense with increased attack, and boom. No double hits or anything like that. 791k. This is with decreased defense and attack up. So what can we conclude about this information that we just acquired? So basically, if you gear him in an attack-based damage build, he's going to do way more damage in his base form. Makes sense because his base form is all attack-based. His A1 also gains significant output from having Death Brand and the increased attack buff on. So using the A3 before the A1 gives it a lot of value. You can see the extra hit and the Death Brand bonus from the passive really juices up his A1 quite a bit. Same thing can be said about his A2 as well. Getting the passive bonus from the Death Brand debuff is very, very nice. Now, what can we say about his secondary form with an attack-based set? So in his secondary form, he's actually giving up quite a bit of damage by using just attack. Not gaining a lot relative to like an HP-based build would give in his second form. You can kind of see the damage numbers here. For example, his A3. His A3 is literally doing half the amount of damage. And since it's an AoE attack, it's going to be doing lots and lots of damage to everybody. So you probably want it to deal the most damage possible. So if I were to recommend the most damage possible for this champion, is probably going to be an HP based build where you can use it with this secondary form and then his big AoE hit. Also seems like the attack scale on his secondary form is probably pretty low. So he doesn't get huge benefit from attack in his secondary form. Like we kind of see that with the plus attack, the bonuses and stuff. They don't really give him a huge boost like the plus attack going into his secondary form. Gives him a little bit of a boost, but not anything crazy or anything like that. So that's kind of my general feeling about it. I'll show you guys the builds here just so you guys have some comparisons. So this is the HP based build I have on him. We'll give you, I guess we'll give the alternate form stats. So 122k, 287 speed, 314 crit damage. No accuracy is really required in the secondary form as long as his HP is high enough. Accuracy is needed in his base form, but he does bring increased accuracy. So, you don't need too much. You don't need too much, but a little bit would definitely help. And then, yeah, for the build, we don't have any relics. We don't have any blessings. And then we left out Helm Smasher for this test. He doesn't have any ignore shield stuff. So we did go with Shield Breaker. First hit. This is going to be an arena build. He's definitely going to be viable in PvE as well. It's just a very, very strong kit for all areas of the game. We did go for lasting gifts because he does bring a ton of buffs, and getting an extra turn on them is going to give him a lot of value. He does bring some relevant debuffs like Death Brand, decreased defense. So Master Hexer gives him a little bit of value there. You could go for Kill Streak or something like that if you want to go for more damage there. And I guess I'll show the stats in both forms here just so we have proper comparison. So this is the attack form, base form with the HP set. So 3.5k attack. So the attack's very low, right? But then when you transform, the HP set is quite high. So that's kind of where the damage is coming from. I'm going to swap them over to the attack set and I'll show you guys the geared there as well. So make sure we get everything over. So in the attack set, his HP is only 52k, so it's nothing crazy. It has 4.4k attack, 272 crit damage, good speed. And then when we transform him back to his base form, this is the attack base form with the attack set. 7.6k attack, 272 crit damage, pretty low HP, and then relatively low accuracy as well. So just to give you guys some comparable numbers on what kind of numbers we can put out, I'm going to add Helm Smasher here, and we'll take him into the arena and see how well he actually performs there in more, situational, more daily situational battles. All right, not the best matchup here in terms of damage dealer matchup, but let's try it anyways. Kind of want to try him out against the block damage here from Siegfried. So we do go first. Helps. Yay, protect everybody. Yay, boost everybody. Now, okay, let's test out what he can do in his base form. We do have the attack form right now, so we're going to stick with these with this first form, sorry. So increase attack, he can bring it on himself. Wow, there we go. Death Brand. And then let's see here. If the initial target is killed, repeat the attack to everybody. So block passives. So can we block passive on Siegfried? Let's try it out. 1-time speed. Oh my goodness, it worked. And block revive on everybody. Oh my goodness. That's actually pretty crazy. Not gonna lie, that's pretty nuts. His A1, very, very nuts. Very nuts, actually. That's very nuts. Try that again. We got the reset happening. Let's go buff. Death Brand applied. We got the A2. Let's block his passive. Okay, we did weak hit, unfortunately, but he has block passives here, so he's not going to be able to revive. Oh man, that's wild. That's a juicy hit. That's a juicy hit. Let's get back to it. Let's see his A1 in action now. Let's see his A1. Don't kill. Okay, good. Okay, so his A1 is going to be a double hit with Death Brand, right? So 1 time speed, and his passive won't work because it's block revive. Ooh, this guy is nasty. This guy's pretty nasty here. All right, let's see what else we can do. Let's try this team. Let's try against a nice here. Seems pretty nasty. This guy is pretty nasty actually. This guy is pretty nasty here. All right, let's see. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what he can do. All right, self buff. Death Brand on nice. Can we delete the nice? Let's see. Single target hit. Block passive skills. He does require accuracy to land the block passives though, unfortunately. So let's try. There it is. Oh, oh, deleted. Deletion. Oh my goodness. Deleted. Ooh. Wait, is there a way for him to come back? I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think he's done. I think he's done for. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh my. Death Brand again? Okay. And A2U. Oh, shit. He had a way to survive. Oh, his passive brings him back with the block damage too. Amazing. Oh my goodness. And then we kill him with the block revive here. Oh my god, the Death Brand and the block revive. Oh man, that's pretty GG. Okay, that's pretty GG. His base form is, yeah, kind of nuts. Kind of nuts there. You don't really see Nice get handled that easily usually. So let's try again. I mean, this is crazy tough team too. But let's see how well we can do. Everybody was a reviver. Everybody's a damage dealer. Gotta love it. Well, not really, but this guy only has 2 damage dealers, so it's a pretty bad team, obviously. Death Brand, yeah, we can still land it. Resisted, yeah, that's the thing. Death Brand is going to be something that you need some accuracy on. I don't know if you want to do that. Hmm. Is it worth it? We can go through. We can't go through Stone Skin, so that's a little bit of a problem here. Probably just A1. Can't go through Stone Skin, so that's one of his weaknesses. Pretty sure that Donatello's passive saved him there. Theodosa is so annoying. Look at this. So annoying. Okay. Okay, let's try to kill this Joan here. Okay, we have increased attack. Dead. He's dead, but then revived. Nasty. Very nasty stuff. Okay, plus attack. Let's try again. Death Brand everywhere gets countered. Okay, passive, block revive. Block damage, yeah. So let's see if we can land it on this Marichka. I don't think it's possible here. But we can go through the Marichka. Oh, aspect of Suroth. Wow. That sucks. That sucks. And then Stone Skin again. Okay, let's try the alternate form here. This team is a little bit of a troubled team, gotta say. Okay, place provoke. This is an irresistible provoke if he has more HP. Strengthen and counterattack. Okay, let's try. Resisted. Resisted. How does that happen? That means both of them have higher HP? I think we need to read that skill again, just in case. Oh my god. Okay, sorry, I need to read this skill again. If this champion's max HP is equal to or higher, these debuffs cannot be resisted. So both of these guys, so Marichka and Theodosa has higher HP than. Oh, sorry, he is in the attack. He is in the attack gear set. That's why. That makes sense. Okay, let's bring in the HP gear set and see how well it does against that exact same team. I think we might have a better chance if we go in with the HP based gear set. All right, so we're back in it here. This gear set actually has less accuracy, so it's not going to be able to land the Death Brand stuff. But yeah, we're gonna focus more on the secondary form here. So we do have the buff. Ooh, we landed a Death Brand here, and we can transform. Let's see if we can kill this nice. I don't know. It might not be possible. We might need to provoke first, actually. We got a 3-turn Death Brand, so maybe that gives us some flexibility here. Let's provoke. Yes, there we go. Our HP is higher. Gives us the provoke. This will basically allow us to do more damage because we're gonna get an extra hit. Ooh, big hit there. Okay. We have to cycle back to get our AoE. Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, plus accuracy is nice. Oh no, she cleansed off the Death Brand. Oh no. Okay, let's try to provoke them again, I guess. Sucks. Triple provoke. I guess the nice is building up. That sucks. Okay. We had our opportunity. Can we provoke somebody? Oh, sorry. Can we petrify? This nice is getting out of hand now. Ooh, these A1s. Okay, now we can do this. So we have stuns. We have a couple stuns out. So they're going to deal some extra damage. 50% ignore defense with the extra hit. Let's slow it down for the cameras. Decrease defense, landing. Ooh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit there. Oh boy, that's a big hit. Fortunately, this happens. Oh, that happened. Come on. Come on. Everybody revives everybody. It's so annoying. Look at this. So annoying. You know, there comes a point when all the champions do the same things. They're basically all damage dealers and all revivers, and they all have like a million things happening. It's just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. It's like, what role is your champion? Oh, my champion can do everything. It's like, yeah, okay. Like that's good game design, I think. Anyways, we're kind of stuck. We're kind of stuck here. I mean, I don't think we have enough gas to kill this nice. Like the nice, it's been alive for so long. The stats have grown so much. Yeah, I just don't think we have the gas. Try to provoke everybody again. See, at this point, you know, try to provoke everybody, but the A1 with the counterattack is very annoying. I gotta say that. Bunch of stuns there as well. Let's see if we can petrify. Oh my god, we actually got the petrify off. That's amazing. Amazing, actually. And we will smash with this decreased defense and a double hit. One time for the cameras, and the nice is protected. And then Marichka is going to revive, and then we do the cycle. We do the dance again. Do the dance again. Look at this. Revives with the unkillable. I don't even know what. Okay, I'm determined to kill this team, by the way. Oh, there's the increased resistance. Oh, everybody's fully recovered. Same thing. Marichka. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm done. Anyways, he has potential. He has potential. This team just kind of busted annoying. Let's go against a faster lockout team. So his team's probably going to lock us out. But we have ways to kind of come back here. Oh, we actually go first. Okay, so we will lock them out. Okay. So increase attack. Let's transform to HP form. And then AoE provoke. Sure, let's do that. Oh, that sucks. I forgot about that. All right. Let's petrify you. There we go. Ooh, remember his passive. His passive, whenever somebody tries to freeze him, he goes Buck Wild as A3. Here we go. We're going Buck Wild again. Did it. That is pretty nasty. I gotta say, that is nasty stuff. All right, that worked out. That was pretty nasty stuff. We should try to look for another freeze team, actually. That'd be kind of cool. All right, we do have a freeze team here with Torment and Hilvey. Let's see how well he performs against this. We are still in the HP-based gear set. I think it's going to be the preferred gear set for him, unless you really want to utilize his A1. I mean, sorry, his alternate, his first form. Sorry, his Form 1. But I think with his Form 1, you probably want a little bit of accuracy. All right, so we got the buffs, the increased accuracy, which is nice. I'm going to transform so that we can benefit from his passive, and then we're just going to provoke stuff. Oh no! All right, let's see what happens here. Nobody died, thankfully. Ooh, stuns happening. Oh no, petrified! Oh no, petrified. Oh, sucks. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yeah, the passive obviously has limitations. You know, you're not immune to all hard CCs. You're only immune to some of them. Stun, freeze, and provokes. Let's see if we can get this to work again. Damn, that sucked. Death brand, transform. I mean, we're probably just gonna kill everybody with this attack, right? Gonna provoke everybody. Kinda want. There we go. He's trying to freeze. That didn't happen. Oh, maybe. Oh, sorry. The A1 is not 100% chance to freeze. So, yes, he probably didn't freeze. Didn't get the freeze off. I do want to see the A3 happen here. That'll be pretty cool. I mean, we've got him pretty locked down here. It's nothing's gonna happen to us, but do you want to see a freeze happen? Does the freeze happen into the debuffs? Into the block debuff, sorry. It does not appear so. Death Brand with the block revives. Pretty wild. That Death Brand is definitely very scary. Death Brand again. Okay. I want to see a freeze come off here. Okay. I kind of want to see her use the A2, but I think she's going to just use the A3 to revive everyone. So I think she's not going to make it. Yeah, the A1 is just going to finish her off. All right. We did see the passive go off, I think once against the freezes, which is pretty cool, right? Obviously, the secondary form, that's a little bit of protection there and a little bit of damage, of course. I think we're going to wrap up this showcase here on ARNE the White. I mean, it's a really, really interesting mythical champion. He has the damage output to be really, really strong. Like my ARNE doesn't have a blessing, doesn't have a relic, and he was already performing quite well. Obviously, against some of those stronger teams, I probably would have benefited from more stats, better gear and all that. But yeah, in the HP based form, I think it's probably going to be the best just because its HP based form does give him the AoE option. And then his initial base form is actually really decent as well. But as long as you can land the Death Brand, you get the bonus here, which is really nice. And then your A1 would be very threatening. And obviously with the Death Brand, it's already very threatening and all that. So it's not a useless base form, but the fact is, like, mythicals are very strong because their base forms can be locked out, but then they can transform into an alternate form. That's always has to be something in consideration. And his secondary form is a very, very strong form, regardless. So I think focusing on an HP based build probably just gets the most consistent use and value out of him. Anyways, guys, you guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Hopefully this was informative for you guys and helpful. Appreciate you guys watching until the end. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. It would really help me out. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.